Count this among the many things the internet brought us that we never imagined just a few decades back. A platform to put your thoughts out into the world, publishing, broadcasting, branding yourself. In this week's show, we're looking into the wide world of blogs, pods, and vlogs. Our jumping off point is set in the blogosphere, where people of every age, race, and viewpoint are logging on and speaking out.
The most recent one I did was a little bit of politics, a little bit of religion, which is why I censor it.
Nothing like just jumping right in there with the things that you don't talk about at a dinner party.
Exactly, and that's just.
Next up is Ready, Set, Go. Experts share quick clicks to help you connect with an audience. Then pick a pod. Our USA Today network is jumping off the pages and into podcasts, finding a new audience with in-depth storytelling.
I'm news columnist John A. Torres, and welcome back to Murder on the Space Coast. Where is Brandy Hall?
We'll have those stories along with the latest in our Positively Healthy Medical series. I'm Amy Osher, and this is Behind the Headlines. I'm Amy Osher. Thanks for joining us. The term blog is a mashup of the words web and log. It started as something of a personal journal, shared online, updated frequently. A blog showcases a viewpoint, passion, or perspective. Now everyone, from mommies to foodies, lifestyle and health gurus, political junkies, and sports fanatics are posting and publishing.
And have you actually used?
I haven't used it yet, but I'm thinking about it.
Oh, okay, okay.
Do a blog and oops, have a ghostwriter.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
What better place to percolate ideas than a coffee shop? Every couple of weeks, a group of Southwest Florida bloggers meet up at the Grind.
And you know, nowadays we use exclamation points when it's not truly what you're, what you're supposed to. Like.
Yeah.
Anja Carlson spent the last few years fine-tuning her blog, Real Recipes and More.
I talk about sort of what made me think of the recipe or how I developed the recipe a lot. Like maybe I tried someone else's recipe and then I adjusted, or maybe I looked up 10 other recipes and I thought, no, I don't like any of those ingredients.
Her creation sprang from a love of baking.
And I thought, well, this is an interest that I have, and I knew a lot of people were doing food blogs. So I thought, well, that's just what I'm gonna do.
Is it more work than you thought it would be?
Yes, it's actually a ton more work than I could ever have imagined.
For every post, she cooks up an original recipe, which she makes, photographs, and blogs about. Same concept again and again and again. What's your end goal? Is it to get people to come to your blog, to read it, enjoy it, or to make money on it?
Initially, it was to make money. So, that was kind of what I had heard, that you can post affiliate links and you can have advertising. And, but I've kind of given up a little bit on the making any money part of it.
By contrast, Rosalind Pastrana isn't in it for the dough. She simply wants to get her words out there. Her blog features the things she wouldn't dare say out loud. It's called Self-Censored. What kinds of topics have you covered so far?
Pretty much. The most recent one I did was a little bit of politics, a little bit of religion, which is why I censor it.
Nothing like just jumping right in there with the things that you don't talk about at a dinner party.
Exactly, and that's just.
This is her second shot at blogging. Rosalind loves to write. The other skills that come along with blogging are still a work in progress. Did you have to learn other stuff too, as far as publishing, maybe taking pictures, working with graphics?
I'm working on it. Like I said, I've just restarted about a month ago, and that's why I joined here, this kind of meetup, so that I can get a little bit more tips and things like that.
No, that's why he wants to get something that's usable, because he wants to turn it into a blog.
Yeah.
And so right now it's just like this kind of static page, the contact link, and a couple images.
Blogs are a personal expression, each one as unique as the one who produces it. It's about sending thoughts out into the universe, hoping someone will pick up its meaning.
I've had people that have tried the recipes and they say they're wonderful, and it makes me feel good.
Maybe you've been toying with an idea for a blog or vlog, which is a video version of a blog, but aren't sure how to take that next step. Maybe this will help. Putting a plan into action starts with an action plan. First steps in launching a blog is to pick a site to host it and register your domain. It involves choosing a fresh, original name that showcases your blog's vibe. WordPress.org is the largest platform and is super easy for beginners. Next up, pick a design scheme and put together the layout. Host sites like Wix make it easy with lots of templates. If you play around with it, you can personalize your blog. These will be the pages your readers look at. Then you'll select plugins and widgets that amp up your blog and provide functionality like videos and fun stuff. Finally, let it rip and start creating. People often write blogs to get better search engine optimization. Sites like Google give priority to websites that update frequently. To keep people coming back, be creative and make sure your posts add value. The first season of the Serial podcast was downloaded more than 40 million times, making it a monster hit and giving many people their first taste of a podcast. Since then, the USA Today Network launched its own podcast platform, with choices spanning geek culture, true crime, and first-person storytelling. Murder on the Space Coast is now in Season 3. Produced by the Florida Today, the award-winning podcast features reporter John Torres. The first 2 seasons re-examine an old murder case, looking at whether justice was served. The story taking twists and turns, including prosecutorial misconduct, a phony dog handler, and jailhouse snitches. Fast forward to the newest season. This time Torres is looking at the disappearance of firefighter Brandy Hall. She left her station in 2006 and was never seen again. A husband, boyfriend, and a pot grow house all figure into this one.
I'm news columnist John A. Torres, and welcome back to Murder on the Space Coast, Where is Brandy Hall? We've been asking that question ever since the 32-year-old firefighter and mother of 2 walked out of the Malabar Fire Station on Thursday night, August 17th, 2006. She hasn't been seen since.
If pop culture floats your boat, the Mothership podcast, released each Friday, is worth a listen. Produced by the USA Today, a trio of hosts invite you to get down and nerdy as they dissect video games, sci-fi TV shows, superhero movies. You get the drift.
Their mission? To harness their collective encyclopedic knowledge of nerdiness in all its forms, to dissect every trailer, plot twist, and game released for the geekiest of fans. The Mothership, saving the universe from bad comic book adaptations every Friday.
These podcasts and more are all free. You can find them online or at iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and SoundCloud. If you're new to the podcast world, it can be overwhelming with so much content out there. To help you manage your new addiction, here's the USA Today's tech columnist, Kim Komando.
More and more people are tuning into podcasts every year. And while it hasn't replaced radio by any means, it has all kinds of would-be broadcasters clamoring to express themselves through downloadable sound. Hi there, I'm America's Digital Pro, Kim Komando, reporting for USA Today. There are so many podcasts to tap into. We often forget how many episodes that we're downloading. And if you're not careful, you can quickly run out of space to hold them all. But don't worry, I have you covered with some insider tips to keep enjoying all those podcasts. First up, it's time to take control of which podcasts you choose to download. And think strategically about the subjects that you're interested in and how committed that you'll be to them. You can download one episode at a time, but if you don't find yourself jumping from episode to episode, then there's probably no reason to subscribe. Another great tip, set up your options and your favorites. In Apple's podcast app, you can restrict automatic downloads and set exactly how many that you'd like to keep. If you don't listen to a podcast series for a certain amount of time, the app will automatically stop downloading episodes. Also, be sure to select your favorites so you can hear them without having to reopen the app every time a podcast ends. And if you're pressed for time, I have another tip in this week's USA Today column that will actually help you listen to your favorite podcast faster. And if you're not already listening to my podcast, Komando on Demand and Tech News This Week, then subscribe today on your favorite podcast player or on my website or the Komando.com app. I'm Kim Commando. You can find my national radio show on over 400 top stations from coast to coast. And to find my show in your hometown, just check the map over at komando.com/radio, and thank you.
Still ahead, it's a work in progress. The first homeowners are all moved in, and we're checking back in on Babcock Ranch. The story is up after the break.
You asked for it, so it's back. There's big half-off sale. Half off select brands. Half off the newest designs. Styles, we've got them all. Classic to coastal, contemporary to cottage, and everything in between. Shop now for half off brands like Natuzzi, Bernhardt, Broyhill, Hooker, and more. Check out these beautiful Stanley designs at 55% savings. $50 million of furniture and accessories ready for immediate delivery. There's half off sale on now.
Hiring the right moving company is important. Best Moving and Storage is a family-owned and operated business serving Southwest Florida for over 22 years. From our free in-home estimate until the last piece of furniture is in your new place or stored in our climate-controlled warehouse, we treat you like family. Best Moving and Storage is fully licensed and insured, with all of our employees being certified drivers and packers. When it comes to protecting your treasured belongings, choose a company that's experienced and trustworthy. Call Best Moving and Storage today at 239-592-6565.
Life here is amazing, and so is the joint care. At the Total Joint Center at Physicians Regional Healthcare System, we've changed the experience of joint replacement for good. With our comprehensive joint care program, most hip and knee replacement patients return home in just 2 days, because we know you want to get on with your active life. Pain-free living starts at Physicians Regional Medical Center, Collier Boulevard, and Physicians Regional Medical Center, Pine Ridge.
My name is Steve Unser, and cabinetry is my specialty. I have been creating custom-designed cabinetry for 20 years in Southwest Florida, and now I am celebrating the grand opening of our new Naples showroom. Steve Unser Cabinetry will help you design your kitchen, bath, or home office with stunning results, offering the best quality of cabinets with a wide variety of design options and pricing to fit any budget. If your kitchen isn't becoming to you, you should be coming to us. Now, 2 locations to serve you.
The area's only 30 minutes or less ER service pledge means you'll find less waiting for the care you need. And because we're full service hospitals, a lot more care if you need it. Less waiting, faster care. Only at Physicians Regional Healthcare System.
Is your auto insurance keeping pace with your life? Ask for a AAA Triple Check Insurance Review to see if your current policy is still a good fit. An agent will assess changes in your life, like new vehicles or drivers. Make sure you've got the right coverage and all the discounts you deserve. They'll also see how a AAA membership can round out your protection on the road. Plus, provide roadside assistance, discounts, free services, and vacation extras. Ask for your AAA Triple Check today.
Most think South Florida is a land of plenty, yet 42,000 people in Collier County don't get enough to eat each day, especially when schools out and food pantries run bare. Please support the Satisfy the Hunger Community Food Drive. Check the Naples Daily News and naplesnews.com for details on how you can get involved. Satisfy your appetite for giving by helping your neighbors get a good meal. Sponsored by the Community Foundation and United Way of Collier County, the Richard M. Schultz Family Foundation, and the Naples Daily News.
Timing is everything. We hear it all the time. But when it comes to hernia repair, people often want to put it off. We take a closer look in this week's Positively Healthy. It's a common condition that can put a real strain on your body. About 3 million cases of hernia are diagnosed each year, and it's a problem that won't go away on its own.
Once a hernia is present, there's nothing you can do to make it better. It slowly is going to get worse, and you do always run the risk of having some kind of a complication from it.
A hernia occurs when there's a weakening in the abdominal wall that allows contents to slip out. If part of it slides through and gets stuck, it can present a real danger.
When it becomes a surgical emergency is if you push out bowel or something else and it becomes obstructed or it gets trapped in there and it can't be reduced, then that's a real emergency at that point.
Surgeon Brian Smith is part of Physicians Regional Medical Group. He prefers to get a handle on the problem well before it causes a crisis. In many cases, he makes the fix using a minimally invasive procedure.
We would peel down the inside of the abdominal wall and then grab the hernia and pull it back into the abdominal cavity where it's supposed to be, and then we cover that area with a piece of mesh and then put the abdominal wall back together over the mesh so that the mesh is covered.
Not all repairs can be performed laparoscopically. Hernias are classified by location and some are trickier than others.
Inguinals in the groin, so ventral would be any abdominal wall, so the upper part of the abdomen or through old incisions and things like that. And those are a little more complex. So some of those we can do laparoscopically, a lot of those we do robotically, and then some of those we have to do open.
The takeaway: when a hernia causes pressure or pain, it's typically time to part ways.
They don't get better over time, they just get worse.
With its supersized solar power grid and innovative land use, Babcock Ranch was billed as the community of tomorrow. Homeowners recently started moving in, but the town still has a long way to grow. The first inhabitants of Babcock Ranch moved into their homes in January. Looking ahead 20 to 25 years, the community anticipates about 50,000 residents. The largest portion of the almost 30,000-acre development sits in Charlotte County, but just over 6,000 acres cross over into Lee. By comparison, even that small slice is bigger than the entire community of Gateway, which is why Lee commissioners are very interested in Babcock's expansion plans. The community is environmentally friendly with lots of green space and nature trails. It also has a town center and school. As developers prepare to move into Lee, the county set parameters, allowing for up to 1,600 dwelling units and 600 hotel rooms. You can read more about Babcock Ranch's plans for Lee County in Casey Logan's story at news-press.com. That's just one of the stories we're covering on The Beat. Guys?
Thanks, Amy. So with wildfire season in full swing now, we're taking a look at what happened last year when major fires destroyed much of eastern Collier County. The fires last year, you remember, came very close to Golden Gate Estates. People saw them from their front porches and were worried that we were going to lose a lot of homes here. So that caused Collier County commissioners to really reconsider and spend more money on wildfire mitigation, prevention. And what they did is they freed up $70,000, just $70,000, to start building more fire lanes and allow the Forestry Service to build these fire lanes that will help rescue crews get in and out during a fire and also get rid of some of that debris and dead trees and mulch that really fuels these fires once they get going. The problem is the Forest Service hasn't been able to spend any of the money yet. They actually just got the equipment. They got the okay to get the equipment that's going to be used to build some of these fire lanes. So it's not going to help anyone this year, but they hope by the time the next dry season comes around that these lanes will start being built. So you can read more about it on naplesnews.com.
Hi, I'm Shelby Reynolds. I'm a features reporter at the Naples Daily News. This last week I wrote about the loss of a Naples icon. The owner of Mamma Mia's Pizza, the oldest pizza restaurant in Naples, died Easter Sunday from a heart attack. Erminio and his wife Josephine opened Mamma Mia's Pizza 43 years ago. And so this week I talked to family and friends who shared memories of him and talked highly of his work ethic. You can read this story online at naplesnews.com.
Hi, I'm Ashley Collins. I'm a reporter with the Collier Citizen. This past week, I sat down with Brian and Kara Cardinal, a Southwest Florida couple who plan weddings all across Collier County. They sat down with me to talk about 2018 trends and what you as a bride can plan for to make your wedding as trendy as possible. That includes using succulents instead of flowers and using colors of metallic in your wedding. For more on the story and to see what's trendy, visit naplesnews.com and check out the Neapolitan section.
Hi, I'm Annika Hammerschlag and I'm the education reporter for the Naples Daily News. Back in January, Ave Maria University announced that Education Secretary Betsy DeVos had accepted the university's invitation to speak at their commencement ceremony in May. Ave Maria is a conservative Christian school and DeVos has presented herself as a conservative Christian figure. But a group of 36 Ave Maria graduates are saying her policies are detrimental to minority groups and are thus inconsistent with Catholic values. The group wrote a letter to their alma mater urging they revoke the invitation. Read more about it at naplesnews.com.
I'm Harriet Heithouse, arts and entertainment writer for the Naples Daily News and naplesnews.com. It's spring, and it's time for theaters to announce all their upcoming seasons. Today, Artist Naples announces its new season. Who are we going to hear and who are we going to see next season? Read about it in the Naples Daily News and naplesnews.com.
We can't leave the newsroom without giving Brent Batten his say. Here's our weekly commentary.
Thanks, Amy. Among the proposed laws awaiting Governor Rick Scott's signature is House Bill 1149, affectionately called Toilet to Tap. Let me start off by saying, ew. But toilet to tap isn't really an accurate description of what the law would do. It authorizes utilities to treat toilet water to EPA standards, then inject it into the aquifer where it would mix with the water already there. It will eventually be pumped out, treated again, and then sent to homes for drinking, cooking, and bathing. So it's more like toilet to treatment plant to aquifer, back to treatment plant to tap. But that's not as catchy, is it? Proponents say the new approach would increase Florida's supply of water. Opponents could probably win the public relations battle with 2 words. It's gross. But to their credit, they're making the more sophisticated argument that substances in household wastewater, the odd things people pour down their drains, and the chemicals used to treat them could pollute the freshwater aquifer. The fact is, we all drink recycled water every day. A county manager once pointed out to me that there's the same amount of water on Earth today as there was when life first emerged here. We're all drinking dinosaur pee, he said. Now there's a cheery thought. Recycled water can't be that bad. Astronauts drink it all the time, and they're among the healthiest people on the planet, or just above it. So whatever Governor Scott decides to do with House Bill 1149, just know that the water you're drinking may have already come from the toilet to the tap. Let me close by saying, ew. I'm Brent Batten. Be sure to read my columns on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays in the Naples Daily News. Check me out on Facebook, and as always, thanks for watching.
Coming up, old bags never look so good. A popular charity event gives designer bags a new life. That's ahead on Behind the Headlines.
Most think South Florida is a land of plenty, yet 42,000 people in Collier County don't get enough to eat each day, especially when schools out and food pantries run bare. Please support the Satisfy the Hunger Community Food Drive. Check the Naples Daily News and naplesnews.com for details on how you can get involved. Satisfy your appetite for giving by helping your neighbors get a good meal. Sponsored by the Community Foundation and United Way of Collier County, the Richard M. Schultz Family Foundation, and the Naples Daily News.
The area's only 30 minutes or less ER service pledge means you'll find less waiting for the care you need. And because we're full service hospitals, a lot more care if you need it. Less waiting, faster care. Only at Physicians Regional Healthcare System.
My name is Steve Unser, and cabinetry is my specialty. I have been creating custom designed cabinetry for 20 years in Southwest Florida. And now I am celebrating the grand opening of our new Naples showroom. Steve Unser Cabinetry will help you design your kitchen, bath, or home office with stunning results, offering the best quality of cabinets with a wide variety of design options and pricing to fit any budget. If your kitchen isn't becoming to you, you should be coming to us. Now 2 locations to serve you.
Hiring the right moving company is important. Best Moving and Storage is a family-owned and operated business serving Southwest Florida for over 22 years. From our free in-home estimate until the last piece of furniture is in your new place or stored in our climate-controlled warehouse, we treat you like family. Best Moving and Storage is fully licensed and insured, with all of our employees being certified drivers and packers. When it comes to protecting your treasured belongings, choose a company that's experienced and trustworthy. Call Best Moving and Storage today at 239-592-6565.
Life here is amazing, and so is the joint care. At the Total Joint Center at Physicians Regional Healthcare System, we've changed the experience of joint replacement for good. With our comprehensive joint care program, most hip and knee replacement patients return home in just 2 days, because we know you want to get on with your active life. Pain-free living starts at Physicians Regional Medical Center, Collier Boulevard, and Physicians Regional Medical Center, Pine Ridge.
Is your auto insurance keeping pace with your life? Ask for a AAA triple check insurance review to see if your current policy is still a good fit. An agent will assess changes in your life, like new vehicles or drivers. Make sure you've got the right coverage and all the discounts you deserve. They'll also see how a AAA membership can round out your protection on the road. Plus, provide roadside assistance, discounts, free services, and vacation extras. Ask for your AAA triple check today.
You asked for it, so it's back. There's big half-off sale. Half off select brands. Half off the newest designs. Styles, we've got them all. Classic to coastal, contemporary to cottage, and everything in between. Shop now for half-off brands like Natuzzi, Bernhardt, Broyhill, Hooker, and more. Check out these beautiful Stanley designs at 55% savings. $50 million of furniture and accessories ready for immediate delivery. There's half-off sale on now.
Who doesn't like a good bargain, especially when it's tied to a good cause? Held every other year, the Old Bags Luncheon accomplishes both. Harriet Heithouse describes the hot pursuit of pre-loved designer handbags, which makes this event one of the most popular of the season. Auctioned off at a steal were 350 new and pre-owned designer bags donated by area retailers and local women. Fashion hawks put in dibs on iconic bags from Chanel, Ferragamo, Gucci, and Judith Lieber, along with more moderately priced bags from Kate Spade and Tory Burch. All the proceeds from this week's event goes to the Shelter for Abused Women and Children. In 2014, this luncheon raised $250,000 for the shelter. You can check out all the juicy details by reading Harriet's account, which is priceless, at naplesnews.com. Bird lovers in Southwest Florida are closely watching not one, but two sets of eaglets. Both on the move, it's like National Geographic unfolding before your eyes. Much like the webcast we've been talking about this morning, every move made by the pair of eagles born this past Christmas is live streamed via the famous Southwest Florida Eagle Cam. With 5 cameras rolling, people around the world watch Harriet and her nest each year. The full website chronicles their every move, keeping stats on how many people are watching at every moment and noting what the eagles are doing. Pritchett Real Estate's Eagle Cam blog reports the fledglings took their first flights in March and are now bigger than their parents. Meanwhile, it's survival of the fittest playing out at the site of another eagle's nest in Collier County. And like we see on Nat Geo, nature is not always kind. The male half of the nesting pair on Marco Island died after flying into power lines. His 2 offspring were tossed from their nest by another male who moved in on his woman. Too young to fly or be on their own, the baby eagles were scooped up and taken to a Naples Wildlife Center. It's hoped they'll eventually return to the wild. That does it for this week's show. You can always catch up on past editions by logging on to naplesnews.com. On the left-hand side under Quick Links, select Behind the Headlines. I'm Amy Osher. See you back here next week.
So people say, wow, that sounds like, your experiences are so similar to mine, or that's great ideas, or this is what I need. Like one person said it, something she needed and she was looking forward to, because it felt like that's what she needed at this point in her life, which I thought was really heavy.
It is. Now, you could just write some of these thoughts in a journal, but why do you want to put them out for other people?
I like the feedback. I like the community. So, and there's some things I just feel like I need to say. So I've always, like I said, I've liked the idea about writing. So instead of getting published, whatever, so well, let me start with this.
Now, do you hope to turn it into a business?
Not particularly in terms of doing it commercially.